Hello, I'm Jim Entz, Professor of Art and the coordinator of CHAP, which stands for Cultural Historical Awareness Program. I'm going to just give you just a brief note about that, and then we'll get on to the festivities today. The Porterville College Cultural and... Can you hear? Louder? Okay, is that better? All right. Okay. As I said, I'm Jim Entz, Professor of Art and coordinator of the Cultural Historical Awareness Program. The Porterville College Cultural and Historical Awareness Program was organized in 2002 to enhance students' awareness of important aspects of our society to which they may previously have had little or no exposure. A theme is chosen by CHAP members each school year. This year, the theme is the Anthropocene. And faculty members across campus are encouraged to integrate aspects of that theme into their coursework. They are also encouraged to encourage their students to attend these events. Events such as this with a guest speaker or speakers are offered throughout the year, free and open to the public. Now, if you would, please for a moment, take out your cell phones and silence them. And then the other bit of business in terms of if you are interested in getting credit for this in your class, we have proof of attendance tickets that are available after the lecture over here, over there. See everyone waving? Okay, so that's where you would go for your proof of attendance tickets. And then also around the quad here, we have various organizations from the college, the community, that are essentially relevant to today's events. So please feel free to walk around, to talk to them, to get information, to find out more of what's available to you. So please feel free to do that. Also, we will be serving free lunch shortly, and a grant from the Dreamers Success Center is providing that lunch for you. Shortly, you may line up over there and for lunch, and please, there's a place to write your name. You need to sign in or write your name on there. That's for record-keeping purposes, so everyone needs to do that. Remember to do that. And then bring the food back to the tables and enjoy the speakers, okay? This CHAP event, in collaboration with the Dreamers Success Center, is honored to celebrate Cesar Chavez Day, and our speakers. First, I will introduce today are Licidi Martinez, a former Porterville College graduate who currently attends Fresno State, where she majors in child and family science. She is an undocumented student who aspires to make a change in advocating for people in her community, in our community. She graduated from PC in fall 2022 with 2 associate's degrees in child development and early childhood development, and currently is a peer mentor for our undocumented and foster youth students at Porterville College. Here she is, Licidi Martinez.
Hello, my name is Licidi Martinez. I was a former student at Porterville College. I am a migrant student coming from Oaxaca, Mexico in the year of 1999. I started elementary school attending Sunnyside, where as a Spanish speaker, it was hard to understand my teachers, and I had to learn a second language. During my elementary years, my parents would take me to work in the field, helping them put paper on the ground when picking grapes. They call this in Spanish uva de tabla, picking them and putting them out to the sun to become raisins. At the age of 11, I was taken to pick oranges, and that day I discovered field work was not easy. The ladder both my parents were carrying was heavy, and can you imagine only getting paid 14 a bin? Imagine that was so little money, and we would have to hurry up to fill up as many bins as we could. The more bins my family and I would fill, the more money we made for our home. The hard work and long hours did not justify the low wages being paid at that time. That made an impact on myself. Understanding that I was given what I was given, I should be grateful due to them always coming home really late while earning a low wage. Being a migrant brought over having to learn a new language and had to watch my parents suffer all the different weather outcomes when going to work in the fields. It was life changing. At the age of 14 years old, I started carrying the ladder to be able to help my mother pick oranges from the top of the tree. While going to school and working weekends, I realized that I needed and I wanted an education to better myself in life. My aunt would always talk to me about pursuing a career to become better, to have a better job and opportunities. This is when I got to me that working in the fields wouldn't take me far. The reason my parents brought me over to this country was for a better life opportunity. My family started talking about the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, DACA. I applied for this at the age of 15 years old and was accepted. Being a DACA recipient gave me hope of having a career in this country. This was a bigger opportunity to be able to have a working permit for my adult life, but as well for my own education because that opened doors to when I would apply for jobs. During my high school years of education, going to college was not something I was thinking of pursuing because of my parents' beliefs. But senior year, I moved out of my home and became an independent. That is when everything made a turn. I was able to take my own decisions, so during college registration at high school, I decided to register. I started signing up for college even though I wasn't thinking about what I wanted to do, but I did it because all my senior classmates were doing it. That is how I basically ended up coming here to Porterville College. At first, coming into Porterville College with no one that I knew from high school was scary and intimidating. It seemed like I was going back to my elementary school years where everything was new because I was starting over at a new place, new people, and no one to guide me again. I really didn't know what was expected of me in college. I was really quiet and didn't ask questions to anyone. Coming to Porterville College was scary. It seemed black and white, thinking I couldn't ask questions or that I would ask the wrong question, and I thought I would not get the help I needed. But I found someone from my home school. I was able to get the help I needed. She helped with my classes and she helped me to apply to the EOPS program. I really didn't understand what the program was, but my friend from high school told me to apply to be able to get help for books and counseling. Every time I had a question, I would always go back to her and get the help I needed or to sign up for classes the following semester. I am really grateful that I was able to reconnect with her and get her input and help. For a few years, I was off and on as a student due to becoming a parent. Wow, being a parent and coming to school is hard, but the scariest part is not knowing how to do all that at the same time. I would get help from the EOPS program, receiving counseling, book grant, and school supplies for my classes that helped me a lot, so I would have to spend so much money. Receiving these resources gave me the hope to not give up on my future. Throughout my last year at Porterville College, I realized that it wasn't as scary as I thought it was, but I became a single parent. Being a single parent and full-time student has been a difficult challenge. Throughout that tough time, I met people on my side, helping me with resources and always reassuring me that I was doing it great as a parent and student. I connected more than before. I would like to give a big shout out to Cynthia Escudero. She is a supervisor for the program called MiniCorp that is offered here at Porterville College. This program works with migrant tutors. She opened a big door for me by giving me a job as a tutor. It's tough to get accepted into education field when you have no experience and when all you have done is work in the fields. Cynthia understood that I was a parent and a full-time student. She worked around my schedule to make sure that I was able to balance my children, education, and working as a tutor. Working as a tutor, I learned that I wanted to advocate for my Hispanic Latino community. I saw the ways that I could help children, and that personally made me think of myself as a child when I was in my elementary, learning a new language without any help, inspiring me to want to help these children to be able to learn. I am grateful that we have a migrant tutors to help migrant children build self-confidence. Cynthia opened a door for me that I thought I was closed due to my status and my limited job skills due to field work only being my job experience. I connected with my teachers for child development, Sheila Hernandez. She was a great teacher and believed in me. They both gave me that encouragement and reassurance that going to university would lead to a better job opportunities and a better life for my children. Thanks to their encouragement and support, I was able to complete my associates and transfer to Fresno State. At the end of my last semester, I ended up learning that we should always ask questions, connect with someone, a peer, professor, or even one of the counselors. Everyone here cares about you, even if we don't realize it. There will always be someone there looking to answer your question. I am proud to say that I am currently attending Fresno State. I am doing my bachelor's in family science, and I learned from being at a community college that I have to ask questions to get the help I need from there. I work as a peer mentor here at Porterville College. This job has taught me that there are so many resources available for students, and there are so many people, staff, counselors that are available to help or answer questions. The only thing you have to do is reach out for help and ask questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Okay. Our next speaker, Mari Perez Dowling, serves as the president and CEO of the United Way of Central Eastern California. Notably, she is also a recording artist in the mariachi genre, collaborating with the world-renowned mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlan and musicians from Nuevo Tecalitlan. She has just recorded her first album this last December, a testament to her passion for cultural expression and musical artistry. Born into a first-generation college family, Mari overcame early adversities to earn a master's degree in multicultural studies, bilingual education, a teaching credential in foreign language ELD, and a bachelor's degree in Spanish language and literature, Latin American studies, from CSU Bakersfield and San Diego State University. Additionally, she pursued an environmental journalism fellowship at Stanford University, further broadening her expertise. Mari Perez Dowling has been recognized with numerous awards and acknowledgments. These include the Bakersfield Eagle Award in 2015, the Woman of the Year Award in 2021 by Assemblymember Rudy Salas, the Voice Our Hero Award by Lotus Radio Bakersfield in 2022, the Nonprofit of the Year Award by Assemblymember Rudy Salas in 2022, and the Latina in Business and Leadership Award in 2023. Here is Mari.
Thank you. Muchas gracias. ¿Me escuchan? ¿Todos allá atrás? Hey, ¿cómo está mi querido doctor Roberto de la Rosa y su hijo Roberto de la Rosa allá atrás? No me van a dejar mentir hoy con todos los testimonios que dé sobre Cesar Chavez y mi vida. Thank you so much for being here today. It's really an honor to be invited back to my hometown, regresando a Porterville. Como dice el narrador, en el 86 llegué de Mexicali aquí a Porterville y se siente tan bonito que me dan ganas de llorar. Regresando a nuestras raíces, I remember being here every single Saturday to go to the swap meet with my dad. And una de las ironías de la vida, it's really an irony that I started at San Diego State and I was so afraid to take a speech class. I did not want to be intimidated by a class of 200 students. So one of the summers that I visited my parents in summer 1993, I said, I'm going to go take my speech class at Porterville College so I can take it with my friends from high school. I went to Porterville High, graduated from San Diego, Mont Miguel, but I did do 3 years here in Porterville High, was a band major, a band student with Mr. Schaefer at the time. And a lot of my friends stayed here. So that was kind of comforting to go back to my speech class with my friends. Y miren, ahora la vida me trae a hablar con ustedes como si no me gustara hablar en público. So I did learn something about that speech class at Porterville College. Y ya graduada, empecé mis pininos en el movimiento chavista. First of all, thank you for honoring still the memory and the legacy of Cesar Chavez. Been a great inspiration in my life. Obviously being raised here in the Valley y también en Porterville. Trabajé en Radio Campesina por muchos años. Ahí es donde tuve el honor de conocer al doctor Roberto de la Rosa, su esposa y a su hijo, con muchos programas sobre migración. If you guys remember, Punto de Vista con Mari Martinez, that was me. We did every single Wednesday our immigration show with them. So, dear friends of me, and I really los tengo aquí en mi corazón. Aprendí tanto del doctor de la Rosa. que sigo en este camino y ayudando a nuestra gente, ayudando a la comunidad. And what I really, really enjoy about coming back to Porterville College is really seeing that there has been little change when it comes to the love of community and the passion that we have to serve, but there has been a lot of progress, right? El colegio está tan bonito, las áreas, las tiendas que están aquí alrededor, que no las conocía, they're beautiful developments, so really happy to be back. And really thank Porterville College and el programa de CHAP también for having us today. Really driving from Bakersfield, this beautiful drive at this time of the year, couldn't ask for more. So thank you for that honor. And like Cesar Chavez once said, preservation of one's own culture does not require contempt or disrespect for other cultures. These words serve as a reminder of the importance of embracing diversity and celebrating the powerful impact of all cultures that make up our world. Y eso es algo que yo le decía a Frank temprano, que en otras ocasiones se ve nada más el latino. I'm glad to see so much diversity in our communities and how we continue to embrace that. Y esa es una de las cosas que Cesar Chavez nos enseñó, que para brillar como cultura no tenemos que hacer menos a otras culturas. So, el contrario, aprendemos. And as you guys were hearing earlier, tuve la oportunidad de grabar un álbum con el prestigioso Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlán en Jalisco, México, y este mariachi, que es el mejor del mundo, me dio la oportunidad de cantar. Y cuando lo presentamos a otras culturas, me da mucho gusto que vayan a escuchar la música de mariachi, aunque no entiendan el idioma, porque la música es universal. Así como nosotros podemos ver un ballet de Corea o podemos ver una danza hindú, hay gente que debe de apreciar la belleza de nuestro mariachi. Y con orgullo lo hago y lo presento y los invito. Ahí hay flyers para el próximo concierto, abril 27. So hopefully, we are never afraid of showing the beauty that our culture brings. And we not only embrace others, but we showcase ours as well. Una de las cosas más importantes que trajo Cesar Chavez, in addition to embracing our culture, to talk about immigration rights. Una de las cosas que aprendí con el doctor de la Rosa fue sobre la ley de migración, que es tan importante. So you probably know this from your classes already. The California Agricultural Labor Relations Act in 1975 that granted farm workers the right to collectively bargain with employers. Y también his efforts raise awareness about the harsh realities faced by immigrant farm workers, leading to increased public support from reforms to address these issues. The Immigration Reform and Control Act of 1986 that provided a pathway to legalization of millions of undocumented immigrants and strengthened protections for immigrant workers. Todas estas cosas que me enseñó a mí el programa de Punto de Vista y el doctor de la Rosa son muy importantes because people don't understand why is this legacy of Cesar Chavez and the movement so important on where we stand today. As you heard from the previous story, una estudiante indocumentada todavía pudiendo cosechar todos los frutos que este movimiento chavista trajo. I'm also very proud that we're able to, at United Way, hire DACA students. We currently have one of our teachers teaching at our local middle school district who's a DACA student. So, trayendo la oportunidad de que estudiantes que están por medio de DACA a que trabajen dignamente como cualquier otro estudiante también es un honor y una oportunidad that we bring to United Way because of the legacy of Cesar Chavez. Y otra de las cosas que me orgullece mucho decir es que soy mexicana, nacida en Ensenada, Baja California. Como dije, llegamos a Mexicali y de aquí para acá. Aquí en Porterville siempre tengo a mi familia, quizá haya gente aquí en este cuarto que es familia mía, no sé. Todos los Pérez y todos los Dowling de Porterville son mi familia. Álvarez también tenemos a García, tenemos muchos otros apellidos que son mis familiares. And then we think about why don't people leave Porterville? Why am I the only one? I see why. You know, está tan bonito aquí Porterville, y regresar a este pueblo es maravilloso. The story about my life, it's really about, learning that life brings you back full cycle when you least expect it. Qué curioso que cuando yo empecé aquí in 1986 at the high school, I loved music, I joined the band, and I learned English from ESL 1 and 2 and 3, and then coming to the adult school, que en ese tiempo no sé cómo se llamaba la escuela de adultos, and then moved, and now I'm back, teaching, speaking, public speaking, which I hated at the time, but then I went back to music. Y siempre la música y el idioma han sido lo que más me gusta. Como ustedes vieron, I studied in Spanish, so I was a Spanish teacher. Pues ya sabía español, ¿para qué voy a estudiar español? Bueno, lo quería aprender bien. And the fact of the matter is I wanted to go into media. So that's why I went into journalism, into the radio broadcasting, TV, and that gave me an opportunity to go abroad to Peru. And that was a time where Dr. Rosa was with me as well. And we did a few shows from Piura, Peru. There was a socialist radio station called Radio Cutibalú. And we broadcasted from Peru. And then I had the opportunity to do media and news in Spanish with the fellowship program at Stanford. So also created some more impact in the ethnic media. When I came back from that, I was offered an opportunity to interview Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and all those big people back in the day because they were endorsed by the movement in 2008. This was all done in Spanish. Yo no hablaba nada de inglés. It was very rare to find a female who did ethnic media at the time. Había muchísima gente que hablaba en inglés, but the only radio female person from the Western states was me. So Hillary Clinton chose us to be the recipient, the only ones who were able to interview her at the time. So we attended through Radio Campesina, the Denver Convention, and then the inauguration of Obama. And that was quite a privilege to broadcast, for all the Western states en español, completamente en español. So hacíamos los noticieros en la mañana de Despierta ya Campesino con Moisés Ochoa, después El Punto de Vista, y en la tarde de Escucha y Ponte Trucha. They're all about labor rights, especialmente los campesinos. We attended cuadrillas de la semana every single Friday, feeding the farm workers and really educating them about the law and their rights. And also, when I transitioned out of the radio station, I continued with my commitment that I had made in the years, working from Bright House Networks to Univision, Telemundo, and now United Way. I still serve the farm worker community. We attend still cuadrillas de la semana on the Fridays. We feed people. We help them through rental utility assistance programs. Como pueden ver un día, si pueden visitar la oficina de United Way, aquí también en Tulare tenemos una, en el condado de Tulare, 80% of our staff is Latino and they speak Spanish. I think more than 85 of our clients are Spanish speakers. Y me da mucho orgullo que podamos hablar con ellos directamente en nuestro idioma. So if I can connect all the dots, what Cesar Chavez legacy taught us, it's about what we call now DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And we have this statement of principle at United Way. We value the visible and the invisible. We welcome that every person brings a unique perspective and experience. We believe that everyone must have equal access to solving community problems. We strive to include DEI practices as the center of our daily work, and we commit to using these practices for our business and our communities. United Way of Kern County just extended 2 more counties, Mono and Inyo counties. We acquired Indian Wells Valley, North San Bernardino, all that Ridgecrest area, and we're really good, partners with United Ways of Tulare. We have a coalition called the United Way of Central Valley. So we work all the way from Fresno, Madera to Kern County. So we're really committed to helping our Valley people. And something that I want to give back to you, just not give back to you, I want to conclude, is about the Si Se Puede. I think the idea of the ideals of the Si Se Puede go further than you can ever imagine. There's always obstacles, when you go into a position like mine, and I think the no's and the no's come more often than you imagine. But if you're really inspired by the Si Se Puede movement, by a Dolores Huerta, a Cesar Chavez, and their family, and the Roberto de la Rosas and the de la Rosa family, we have to know that there is solutions for everything. Siempre hay que aliarse a modelos de vida, a personas que tengan el lado positivo en vez de decir no, no y no. Por eso es que el lema del sí se puede que nos enseñó el movimiento chavista lo debemos de llevar en el corazón y usarlo a diario, porque es difícil que me digan que no. ¿Por qué? Porque yo creo que sí se puede. So I really want to express my gratitude today for your support and encouragement, inspiration. I being welcomed again to Porterville, the community, as we honor Sister Chavez's memory. I think we also have to remind ourselves that the pursuit of justice and the fight for equity and equality and the belief that we need to stay together, we need to do that to build a brighter future for all the generations to come. As you guys see, our slogan at United Way is Live United, and we also have United for Good, United for Education, United for our community. Todo esto va de mano a mano con la creencia de Cesar Chavez, que al final de cuentas todos estamos aquí para dar un servicio a la comunidad. Our community service really is what brings us together. Whether you believe in the movement or an entity like United Way or all the other entities that we have here, Puente, obviously Proteus, tenemos aquí el Immigration Legal Services, ¿sabes? Como les decía, con las oficinas, ya no sé si se llama Aula Razas todavía, ¿sí? Y los demás entidades que están aquí. I think we all care about our community, that's why we're here. Y qué cosa más grande es que unidad comunitaria dentro de un día tan importante como lo es el día de Cesar Chavez. Así que orgullosamente me considero una chavista, orgullosamente me considero una de Central Valley person, and I'm also a person from Porterville. Una vez alguien me dijo, tú no eres nada más una migrante mexicana por el acento. Tienes un acento especial del valle de Porterville. No todos los emigrantes tienen el mismo acento al hablar inglés. Y orgullosamente dije, sí, una persona que habla inglés y que guarda un acento no necesariamente define de dónde viene, pero si eres de Porterville, cuando hablas inglés, lo notan. Hasta los gringos que nacen aquí hablan inglés con un acento diferente. So proud of that, because I've been, and like one time I was in San Diego and they're like, you're from Porterville, huh? Your accent is from Porterville. So there's something very particular about this area, and I know that my parents, my mom's still here, my sister's still here for a reason. So muchas gracias, la verdad, muchísimas gracias por tenerme aquí. Espero que siempre me inviten a eventos aquí a Porterville, que me encanta venir. Voy a tratar de venir al remate también a comprar las papas esas que tienen, las papas del horno y los chicharrones bien buenos. I really need to come back and really remember what it was. But yeah, I was here in the summer of 1993 taking a speech class because I was paranoid by taking a speech class at San Diego State. And guess what? I'm here again doing public speaking. So that says it all. Thank you so much. Muchísimas gracias y de verdad feliz día de Cesar Chavez.